guys, so today I'm going to show you how I created this makeup look. It is pretty natural and it's my usual go-to for during the daytime. It would take me about 10 to 15 minutes max. If you're interested in how I created this look, then just keep watching. So I'm just going to keep it fairly natural for me. I'm usually the kind of person that would either do a full face of makeup with the contour, the highlight, the lashes and everything, and that's usually what I do. I go fully out in glam makeup, otherwise I wear nothing. So this is like if I have to wear makeup for like a job interview, or if I'm seeing someone important, or if I'm going to the city or something. So I'm going to keep it fairly natural like I said, but still to my style and level of glam that I like. Also, FYI, this is my natural skin colour. I'm not fake tanned at the moment. I usually am fake tanned, so I look very pale and my makeup will not be as bronzy as I would have liked it to be. So I'm using my pale foundation and everything. So yes, just a heads up with that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please comment what video you want me to do next. Also, just another FYI, I'm currently studying a bridal makeup course to be a makeup artist. So I am going to be learning a lot of skills and techniques over the next few weeks of my course. So anything that I learn I will be using in my makeup application. I'm not terrible at applying makeup, so. Okay, so we're going to start with skincare. Now I did my morning routine this morning, but it's currently about 4 o'clock, so my skincare, I mean, I could leave it, but I've been out, so I'm going to clean it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my Garnier Micellar Cleansing Milky Water, and I'm just going to put it on some cotton pads, just to remove any like dirt or pollution or yuckiness that has been on my skin for the last few hours. So I just put that all over. And I'm not wearing any makeup except for a bit of mascara on my eyelash extensions because they're falling out. So I'm not really wearing any face makeup, but I think it's really important to have a clean, moisturized skin when you're applying any makeup. Okay, so now my skin is nice and clean of any like little things, my pores or whatever. I'm going to now put on a light gel moisturizer. I spoke about this moisturizer in my skincare routine, which was my one of my recent videos. It's just the Ole Henriksen Truth Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream. I find this moisturizer is really good before makeup. Now I am nice and moisturized. The benefits of this moisturizer are definitely the hydrating and the brightening features. So you can get this at Sephora. And now I'm also going to prime my lips with a lip sleeping mask. This you can also get at Sephora. And I'm just going to put this on my lips because I always use it before any makeup I wear, whether it's natural or glam makeup. And it just primes my lips for the lip products I'm going to be putting on later. So I just leave it on before I do my main makeup so it can allow time to work. Now we're going to go into eyes first because whenever I'm doing my makeup I always start with my eyes. I'm going to start with priming my eyes by using the NARS Cream Brulee Light 2.5 Concealer. The NARS face products are amazing, so highly recommend them. And then I'm going to be getting my Zoeva Concealer Buffer Brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit over my eyes just to conceal the veininess and any discoloration. So the concealer is done. It's just my everyday face concealer. I love this one, highly recommend it. For eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Naked Heat eyeshadow palette. So I'm just going to get one of the two pale shades at the beginning, and I'm just going to get my, pretty much any eyeshadow brush will do. So I'm just going to use the light shade to set the concealer so the eyeshadow doesn't stick to it too much. As an alternative, you can use a translucent powder, but I personally just prefer to use the eyeshadow that's already in the palette. And then I'm going to get a mix of the two transition shades called Sourced and Low Blow. I usually like to mix the colours just to customise it more just to my skin tone and that kind of thing. Oh, and this is the Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer brush. So I'm just gonna put that all over the crease. I'm pretty messy with the transition shade. It can be, like, it doesn't have to be precise. And especially in the morning, if you're rushing to quickly get ready and go somewhere, you don't want to have to spend a lot of time on your makeup. You're going to want to be quick. So that's just the transition shade, and honestly you could leave it like that, but I'm just going to do a little bit more for the purpose of this video, and to say honestly, this is what I would do. I would go a step further with the shade He Devil, which is a burgundy sort of shade. It's pretty warm. Mix it with cayenne. I don't know how to say it, but I'll mix those two because the cayenne one is a bit more orangey. And this is just the Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease Brush. These are all the same brushes I've used in my previous video, in case anyone's wondering. I highly recommend the Zoeva Rose Gold brush collection. You can also get it at Sephora. Highly recommend, really good value, and it lasts you ages. I'm just dipping into those two darker shades and just putting them over the outer third of my eye very lightly, just as a little bit of extra definition and wash of colour. Just place that shade in my crease. I'm emphasising my round eye shape today more than the flick. So I'm going to get my fluffy eyeshadow brush back, and I'm just going to fuse it a bit more so it looks a bit more natural. Working in windscreen wiper motions, blending the two shades together, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of a shimmer shade. Once again, you can skip this. I'm just going to do the shade Lumbra. It's a bit dark for what I would normally do on a day-to-day basis. I would normally like a lighter gold, but I'll just do a tiny little bit, just a little something something. It's not too much, but it's just a little something there. Occasionally I'll also do eyeliner. Normally on a day-to-day basis I'd do just a brown pencil eyeliner. So the two that I've got in my makeup kit are the Mecca Max eyeliner in brown or the Maybelline tattoo liner. They're pretty similar, but honestly the Mecca Max one feels a lot nicer just because of the pencil shape and how it is. I'm just going to very, very gently and lightly go across from the outside in and just bring a little bit of smokiness to the eye. And I'm only going to go about half of the way from the outside towards the middle. Keep it close to the lash line, don't make it too thick. I'm just going to get a little thin, dense brush. This is one from my makeup collection. And I'm just going to blend the eyeliner into the eyeshadow and smoke it out slightly. Diffuse any harsh lines. This is the good thing about pencil eyeliner. If you make a mistake and they're not completely even, you can always use any sort of eye brush that's like fairly dense. Maybe not this one, but literally any sort of dense brush, and just blend it in, smoke it out. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of mascara on. My eyelash extensions have been on for like 4 weeks or something, so they're coming off, but I'm just going to top up on my mascara. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex. This is probably my favourite one, and it's a good staple. I'm going to pop some of that on. Actually, I should have done this before, because I normally like to put my primer on before my eyes to let it sink in, but to be honest, are we even going to use primer on a day-to-day basis? Probably not. To be honest, like on a day-to-day basis when I'm doing my makeup in the morning, I'm rushed, I skip out a lot of steps, and I probably wouldn't usually do primer, but we'll do it today. So I'm using the Touch Quench Rainforest of the Sea Hydrating Primer. I haven't actually used this before. I got it as a free sample from Sephora, so I'm gonna put some of that on just to see how it is as well. Whoa, that was way too much. Primer is a really good investment for sure, but I would usually be more inclined to use a primer for more glam makeup. But then again, you can use it on a day-to-day basis, especially if you're wearing makeup all day and you're at work or whatever. Good idea too. Wow, this feels so hydrating. Oh, it smells really nice, and it's like a nice liquidy sort of formula. Bring it down the neck a bit. Pretty good. We'll see how it performs with the foundation. Okay, so foundation will be the Laura Mercier Flawless Luminaire Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I'm in the shade Cream 1N1. I'm a neutral undertone in case anyone's wondering, but I'm neutral when I'm pale and then I'm warm when I'm fake tanned. So we'll just put a bit of that on to start with. That's about a pump and a half. And I'm going to use my Zoeva Silk Finish brush. I always like to warm up the product on my hand if I can. And then I like to use a brush over a beauty blender just because of the finish, and it's so much quicker for me. And also I find that beauty blenders soak up a lot of the product, so I don't really use them too much. So I'm just going to put that evenly all over my face. I like to start in and then work out because you need the most coverage. And I press in. I really hope my camera is not going to die. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, I was saying I don't really like this foundation. I think it's a bit cakey. I'm not really going to put any on my fringe since it's just going to be covered. On my fringe. On my forehead! I'm not going to put any foundation on my forehead. Always blend down your neck. Okay, so my foundation is done and I'm just trying to blend and buff the foundation into my skin a bit more, just because I think it is quite a cakey formula and it's meant to be full coverage, so I'm just trying to make it look less cakey. And buffing in with the brush does help with that. Now I'm going to do the concealer back with the NARS Soft Matte one and the concealer buffer brush. Why was I going to tap off the excess on concealer? Seriously. So I apply the concealer under my eyes with the brush, and then I usually blend it out with the brush a bit, and then I'll get a beauty blender and further blend it out, and it helps diffuse the colours of the foundation and the concealer better together. I'm gonna get the foundation brush and just mesh the foundation and concealer together so they can work well and seamlessly. And I'm also going to get my Fresh Beauty Blender for everyone, my Real Techniques one, and just further blend under the eyes. I shall also do some face concealing with my redness around my nose and my chin. I always just get a bit and go. I like so. Now I'm going to do my translucent powder to set my under eyes. So I would normally use either the Hourglass translucent powder or the Cover FX, but we'll use the Cover FX today. It's just the perfect setting powder. So you just take it out of this little magic opening and it appears. And we're going to use a little fluffy brush that's sort of tapered. So I do like my under eyes with the powder, and then whatever's left on the brush I'll go around my T-zone. We're going to do bronzer. So my current favourite bronzer, the MAC Give Me Sun. It is such a gorgeous shade. It is perfect for fake tan, no fake tan. It is so good. It is a beautiful colour. It is pretty matte though. It probably has a little tiny bit of luminosity, but not too much. So I'm going to get my, once again, Zoeva brush from the Luxe Sheer Cheek brush and just get a bit of that, tap it off, the excess. And I'm just going to do a light wash of that colour of bronzer under my cheekbones. but I'm not going to put too much. I'm not going to go ham like I usually would with bronzer, just because I am pretty pale. And I always do it under my neck and jaw and my nose. And I don't really do it on my forehead because my fringe covers it, so there's not much point there. I'm going to put some liquid highlighter. Personally, I prefer liquid highlighter over powder. So I just use my Mecca Max Liquid Light in Gold. 3 little taps of this on my cheek area. Blend out with my finger. If I need to put a bit more, I can. Just press the product into my cheek. I'm going to put a little bit of blush on as well, but I don't always put blush on just because I find bronzer and highlight more my thing. But I will put a bit. I actually recently got this one. It's a NYX Sweet Cheek blush in the shade Day Cream. It's quite a shimmery peachy blush, but it's quite nice. So I'm going to put a little bit on. I'm going to use my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush in the JH04. Get a little bit of that. Tap tap. And apply pretty much where the bronzer and highlighter were applied. Bring it up. Okay, that is the face makeup pretty much done. I'm just going to bring a little bit of the eyeshadow shades we used before on the eyes underneath. The 2 brushes that I have, I'm just going to blend under my eye just to bring it together a bit more. I find that when you use the same shades throughout your face, and I find it also helps if your under eye concealer gets a bit creasy. If you just put some eyeshadow there, it further helps to set it in place. Next, we are going to put some setting spray on. So this is the Urban Decay All Nighter in the normal one. Spray a bit of that. We can also do brows. I sometimes forget to do brows because you can't really see mine, but this is the Hourglass Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil in the shade Dark Brunette. So we'll just comb through the hairs, and then we'll use the pencil side just to fill it in a bit. To be honest, I don't really do too much with my brows just because you can't really see them with my fringe, and I just sort of fill it in, but not like really shape it or anything excessively. And now we are going to do the final step of my routine, which is lips. For the lip liner, we're going to use the MAC Boldly Bare lip liner. I love this one. This is like the only lip liner, nude lip liner that I'll use. I find the other shades I have are just not as good. And this pencil is really easy to apply. So I'm just blotting off the lip mask, and then I'll fill in my lips. So I just line them a bit just to have a base for the lipstick. And then I either use the MAC Honey Love or the Velvet Teddy, but we'll use the Velvet Teddy today. It's a really nice colour. And lastly, I almost always, 99.99995% of the time, use a gloss as well. I do not like matte lips. I like it to be glossy. So I'm going to use the MAC lip gloss in the shade Lust. Done. Completed. Kaboosh. 10 minutes. Done. So it's obviously not a full face of makeup. It's got the usual Nat Cat glam. But this is my everyday makeup when I can be bothered. Hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully it was somewhat entertaining.